prepared for something new. Everyone is different. So are you. Stay straight. No masquerades. Do things that you'll remember. You can push too far, but stay fair. Stay on track. Give it your all. Get to the bottom of things. Decide what's right. Don't believe in what the others do. Find it out for yourself. Be close to it all. Bring your heart along. Follow your goals. Reach for the stars. Turn the weekend into the loudest party of your life. Are you prepared?
Well, hi everyone. A very good morning to you. Welcome to this extraordinary street circuit that is Norisring for qualifying for the first of the two DTM races for this weekend about to get underway. And always in the DTM calendar, the Norisring is a highlight. And one of the young fans very much enjoying the prospect of this qualifying session to come. Lucas Auer, we can see there, who had the lead of the championship just wrestled away from him by this man, René Rast. Last time out, René Rast leading the championship now by 1 point. Alongside me, top racing driver and winner in the Road to Le Mans at Le Mans, Alex Toril. Qualifying here at the Norisring for these DTM drivers is utterly critical, isn't it? So important.
Good morning, Dave. Exactly, you are totally right. This is a really, really special track and really, really important to qualify in the front. And especially time-wise, it's so less different between the positions that you have to be really good. You have to be really precise on your lap to get a good lap time and to be in the front of farthest the front of the rows as possible.
Well, there you can see the cars just awaiting the green light. There is the Bruno Spengler car in the garage. Bruno backstage as BMW entitles his pit garage. See Mike Rockenfeller already lined up there, as well as Robert Wickens in the number 6 Mercedes-Benz, as you can see. And there the cars all awaiting the green lights. We're on board with René Rast then, who parks up right behind Bruno Spengler, ready to go out onto this track. A track that, well, in free practice was very much Lucas Auer's track, 47.814. He was quickest in free practice over René Rast, then Gary Paffett, and then Mike Rockenfeller, Nico Muller, as you can see. And during the practice sessions, it wasn't really till the end of the practice sessions that you and I were watching avidly that Mercedes seemed to come good, Alex.
Yeah, we were discussing this before. It looks like at free practice one they were not so strong, they were struggling. But then in the end of free practice tour, they came back again, and Lucas Auer managed to get the fastest lap time, and we had 3 Mercedes in the top 10. So we will see now how the qualifying develops, but we've seen already so many changes during the season between the free practice and qualifying.
Oh, absolutely.
That it doesn't the free practice result doesn't really mean a lot in the qualifying and neither in the race.
No, you're right. You can look at it, can't you? But actually, it doesn't necessarily give you the form guide. Something that you will hear us talk about a lot is track limits, okay? The white line that dictates where the track is and where the track ends, and how you're allowed to put 2 wheels over the white line and still be deemed to be within the track limits. You, I, many others have lots of arguments over track limits. When it comes to track limits at a street circuit like the Norisring, the white line actually is a very unforgiving piece of steel Armco or concrete wall, isn't it? That's a real track limit, isn't it, Alex Toril?
That's a real proper track limit. It's like us in the Nordschleife. There is no track limits. Where you can have track limits? either it's in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not, to be honest, there is one point on the Norisring where we got advice in the briefing because of track limits, and it's the inside part of corner 1.
Okay, yes.
Because you can shortcut there.
Yes, you can. You're quite right, and you'll see that on screen in just a moment. Yes, you can take a dive up the inside and...
No, but what you're saying is a very special part of Norisring, the famous one, this outside of the S's, the shoulder S's, we have this piece of concrete that every car runs over, and I'm really sure we'll see a really cool shot from the camera we have on the fence. From this guy, it's getting closer and closer to the wall, and just scrubbing a little that wall with the mirror, with the real wind.
We've seen it so many times, and yes, you're right. It's one of those evocative shots of the Norisring that you cannot do without. Okay, the 20 minutes are on the clock and the cars are out on track, and we are on board through the Scholler-Esses now, or we were, with Timo Glock. There is Lucas Auer then. It's the first to give us a potential time to look at, but the times, of course, will come tumbling down during the course of this 20-minute session.
It's also one point you need to really take care in this racetrack, or it's really important, is the traffic. It's 2.3 kilometers.
Yeah, short, isn't it?
Everyone is really packed together, so we will see also some drivers struggling with traffic or managing to get their laps with some other cars which are maybe warming their tires, because also we must not forget that this year we have no tire warmers, so everyone's going with cold tires. So will be interesting for sure.
We're on board with Lucas Auer then, who's going to give us the first benchmark time with which to judge all the others. Exits the...
Is that a little bit of rain on its windscreen?
No, surely not.
No.
Over the timing line now, 51.689 Lucas Auer then. Down through the gearbox into turn 1. Now there, you could go over those rumble strips, couldn't you, and get the inside. That's where you get really close to the concrete. We're on board with Rennie Rast now. Fastest is Rob Wickens at 50.643. I'm spending my time looking at the windscreen because of what you've said, Alex Toril.
Lucas Auer already purple sector 1.
Yeah. So Rennie Rast then, who leads the championship by 1 point over Lucas Auer. On board with Paul di Resta now. Look at the focus in the eyes of Paul di Resta then.
Purple sector 2 for Lucas Auer must be coming now. Buffett Auer, P1 for Auer at the moment.
Mike Rockenfeller, purple sector 1, green sector 2. Was P6 for Mike Rockenfeller. Now he goes P1, a 49.301 for Mike Rockenfeller, who's immediately beaten by Bruno Spengler with a 49.260.
Purple sector 1 for Maxime Martin now. So BMW also on the battling for the front row.
Short, sharp qualifying session in DTM.
Spengler again, making a little bit better than Maxime Martin in sector 1. Mortara coming really good on sector 2, so everyone is improving right now.
Martin goes to the top with a 48.907. So Martin takes Spengler for the moment off the top spot, but that is ousted by, first of all, Eduardo Mortara, then Robert Wickens. Robert Wickens now, and Bruno Spengler with a 48.449. Good spot by you. You can see that Spengler was looking quick through the sectors. We're on board with Timo Glock. Green sector 1, purple sector 2.
Really good sector 1 from Maxime Martin. First guy coming into the 17 seconds.
And now Timo Glock goes quickest. We've got our eyes now on Maxime Martin then. Again, purple sector 1, green sector 2.
Lost a little bit of a tenth on sector 2.
So Maxime Martin was P12. He crosses the line now, and he goes P1 with a 48.035. Who will be the first sub-48 time?
Ekstrom coming also really good in the first sector.
Yes.
Purple sector 1 for Matthias Ekstrom. Let's see if he can close a lap.
Here is Matthias Ekstrom then.
Purple sector 2 also for Timo Glock. Another really good sector, bad sector for Matthias Ekstrom.
So on board with Timo Glock now.
Nico Muller coming also really good.
48.023 for Timo Glock, sees him fastest at the moment.
Nico Muller coming now.
Here comes Nico Muller then. P3 for Nico Muller.
P3 by only 12,000.
I know, so close, isn't it? So Glock is the quickest at the moment. We've just crossed the halfway point in this qualifying session. Robert Wickens green in Sector 1 and Sector 2. So Robert Wickens heads for the timing line now, and he goes quickest, 47. He is the first driver to go a sub-48 time. It's 47.982 for Rob Wickens.
And neither of his sector was purple. This is, like we said, so hard to put the lap here together. So you don't really need to have all three sector purple or purple sector to be in P1. We will see also Maxime Martin coming really good now. Purple sector 1, green sector 2. Oh, that looks like a really good lap for Maxime Martin.
Let's see what Maxime Martin can do as he heads towards the timing line now. It was P4 for Maxime Martin. Now it's P1, 47.769. The time's tumbling down, Alex. Bruno Spengler with 2 greens so far in Sector 1 and Sector 2. So P12 for Bruno Spengler, who, bear in mind, just a few minutes ago was leading the session. And Bruno Spengler goes P2. So BMW occupying the top 4 positions at the moment. Here comes Timo Glock. There's a soggy Sector 2 and 3 for Timo, comparison to his last. Heavy braking into that Grundig turn.
We saw her a little bit of locking on the rear.
Matthias Ekström has gone P4. Maxime Martin then was 2/10 down on his best lap time. Robert Wickens green, Sector 1, purple, Sector 2, and now Robert Wickens goes to the top once again with a 47.751. On board with Jamie Green, heavy braking into turn 1, back on the power again. Oh, so close to that concrete wall. Very nearly kisses the inside as they head towards the timing line now for Jamie Green.
Watch out for Blomqvist, is also really coming really good. P2 for Blomqvist.
So Audi, BMW and Mercedes-Benz, 1, 2, 3 in terms of manufacturers. That's how close Lucas Auer gets to the concrete here at the Norisring. The circuit is built for this weekend only. These are public roads. Lucas Auer, P4, 47.705. But the margins between P1, 2, 3, they're tiny, Alex.
They are really tight. We are talking about hundreds, thousands. Spengler now goes P2 and Ekström goes P1. This is a dance of positions every lap and happens so fast. Doesn't even allow us to breathe.
No. So, Eki then. This is Gary Pappett then. Green Sector 1. Not so good through Sector 2. Now, the point you made with regards to traffic is critical as well, isn't it? You want to try and get a clean lap with no traffic, but on a 2.3 kilometre circuit, that's always difficult to achieve.
P1 now for Lucas Auer. But like you said first sector it was not great. Maybe he had some traffic, and then you get Sector 2 really good, and that allows you to get a really good lap together. So we'll see now the box stops, changing for a second set of new tires probably.
So into the pit lane goes Matthias Ekström then. As Tom Blomqvist crosses the timing line, it's P5 for Tom Blomqvist. So the order then is Auer for Mercedes, then it's Ekström for Audi, then it's Spengler for BMW before we see another 2 BMWs, Martin and Blomqvist. Lucas Auer just marginally slower than his fastest lap, but we are talking 100ths slower. Delivering great lap times here. Oh, what a great shot that is.
Yeah.
Now, that was the iconic shot that you were talking about, Alex.
So that was Gary Pappett touching that wall.
We're watching Tom Blomqvist now. Hour's time at the graphics as well. This is Paul Di Resta now. He's green, Sector 1 and Sector 2. And this Gary Paffett.
Okay, wir haben noch 2 Minuten.
Rennie Rast currently is P11. Gary Paffett is P9. It's the quietest.
No data from the others. No data from the others.
It's the quietest the track has been, with just 3 cars out there. Those cars are Jamie Green, Eduardo Mortara, and Gary Paffett.
New set.
Lucas Auer gets a new set then. The final 10 minutes of this qualifying session.
Go, go, go.
Awaits the safe release from the pit lane.
Okay.
Scrubs up the rears by giving it a footful of throttle, Alex.
Yeah, we'll see now if they, like we said, with those cold tires, you see this wheel spin.
Yeah.
No tires warmer this year, so Matthias Ekström in the box. He also...
There's already some cars which are out on track. We are now pushing to release you as soon as we can.
I will see the difference between Paffett and Ekström. Ekström is rally cross, so he was touching with the rear.
Did you just listen in on that team radio?
No.
That, you know, how critical it is to try and get someone out as quick as possible.
Performance-wise, best BMW Sector 3, best BMW Sector 1 or very close to Maxime. Just miss a little bit in Sector 2.
So, Bruno Spengler being told where he's just missing out. Focus on getting the car out as quickly as possible to try and avoid traffic. But that, I'm afraid, with just 8 minutes of the qualifying session left, Alex Torrell, is going to be an inevitability, isn't it? There is going to be traffic.
Yeah. At some points, I mean, the engineer and the mechanic, more the engineer can help you quite a lot in the traffic, but also sometimes you need to go out and find a gap by yourself as a driver, and play a little bit with the others. It's never easy. It's really hard to find, especially in such a small, short track. You find people everywhere.
Sure. But of course you need to get out, don't you? Because you've got to warm the tyre. You've got to get the tyre up to operating temperature. So you have to tick off a number of tick boxes, don't you, to get everything in the right order for you to be able to then process what you hope is going to be a flying lap.
Exactly. I mean, the ideal would be that you get a really nice outside of the last corner, then a little bit of a toe into corner 1, and you overtake the car before the edge, so you can go back to your braking. That would be a dream lap, but like we were talking, it's pretty much impossible here. You need to play a little bit with what you have, the environment, the other drivers, and find your place and try to finish your lap.
Wow, that's how close we get as we were on board with Lucas Auer. He's currently fastest with a 47.656. Slows the car now. And again, oh so close to the concrete on the right-hand side, then on the left-hand side as well, as Lucas Auer heads towards the timing line now. And Lucas Auer with reasonable road ahead of him. There is traffic, but it's far enough up the road that it's not going to be a problem for him. You can hear the rear wheels spinning up, Alex, on the exit of the turn.
Still on the second lap here.
Whoa.
Still cold. That we see now. He's pushing hard to get the lap. He knows his 6 lane is left. Around 5 laps traffic. He might have 2-3 laps where he cannot really push as he wants.
Sure.
And then you start locking because the tires are there, not there yet. We have quite cold temperatures today as well. Oh, it's
So Edo Mortara is under investigation for
Paul di Resta car.
It is Paul di Resta.
Standing on the inside of... Or he's waiting. That was a little bit, if he was waiting, was a little bit dangerous, I would say.
Not sure that was the case. We saw earlier Paul di Resta really looking at his controls on the steering wheel earlier. That was earlier in the session. Matthias Ekström is second fastest. And we're with Matthias Ekström in his Audi now.
Let's see who is the first one starting to improve. Good gap for Ekström, also good gap for Mike Rockenfeller, just coming right behind Matthias.
Spengler's got space as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Fighting down through the gearbox, through this S, and then onto... And then there's a change of surface there between tarmac and concrete, which doesn't really affect things in the dry, but if it were to be wet, altogether different grip levels there. Bruno Spengler brakes, turns in, back on the throttle now. Out to the concrete wall as close as one dares. And here he comes now, heading towards the timing line. Bruno Spengler, P3. It's Lucas Auer, Matthias Ekström, Bruno Spengler.
So we should start seeing now times to improve.
Yes, because we're into the final 5 minutes. Well, just 4.5 minutes left of this qualifying session that sets the grid for race number 1 to come later today here at the Norisring.
With that nasty bam in the entry of the S's.
If you need a gap to Müller, the rester is 3 seconds behind you. You can create a small gap, but not much.
Timo Glock locking a little bit, going out.
So Lucas Auer then, who's got Nico Müller ahead of him. What Lucas Auer is trying to do, and his engineer advising, is to find that clear track as Bruno Spengler, well,
Purple sector 3, so means tires are ready. So we'll start seeing another dance of lap times and positions soon. 3.5 minutes to go.
Nico Müller under investigation for blocking as well. Something the stewards take very, very seriously, because every driver out there trying to do the best they can. Rennie Rast with a lock-up then as he's reporting back to his
20-second margin for another lap.
engineers. And that's all there is, a 20-second margin for another lap. We're right at the sharp end of qualifying. Here comes Bruno Spengler.
So we see
Doesn't improve.
Ekström improving in sector 1.
Block this now, P1. Forgive me, Alex, interrupting you.
Weekends, sector 2 for weekends is not so good.
Here comes Bruno. And Timo Glock now.
Copy.
Greens in both sector 1 and sector 2. With Loic Duval to his outside.
Timo Glock complaining to Luc Duval probably for some lock-in. Wittmann coming good in sector 2. One more time, purple sector 1 for Blomqvist, close now the lap. No improvement. Lucas Auer, purple sector 1.
Here comes Lucas Auer, who we go on board with now. So Lucas Auer, purple sector 1, as Alex Torrell has reported. We watch him around this lap.
No improvement sector 2, but really close to his best time.
Robert Wickens losing out in sector 3. Lucas Auer, his middle sector, not so good. It's P3, P2 for Lucas Auer. So Blomqvist, Auer, Ekström, Rast, Spengler, Wittmann, Martin, Glock, Wickens, Rockefeller with under 2 minutes left to run in this qualifying session.
Okay, I take a gap, but again, Duval fucking me over.
P1 for Bruno Spengler.
Okay, copy that. Next lap is...
René Rast also coming really good with purple sector 2.
We're on board with René Rast now as he heads towards the timing line. Ahead of him is Augusto
2
Farfus.
laps to go, P4.
P1 for René Rast, 47.477. So René Rast, who goes into this weekend leading the championship. Comes Nico Müller, then green sector 2, but it's not enough because sector 1 and sector 3 were not improvements. Matthias Ekström green in sector 1 and in sector 2. As the Bruno Spengler car ahead of him now. So Matthias Ekström heads towards the start-finish line. Will this be an improvement for Matthias Ekström? No, because sector 3 and Hans-Jürgen Apps disappointed with that.
P1, P1. Last lap, last lap.
So this is the man that's at the top of the table at the moment. René Rast then.
Not real improvements on the field. More Taras, but it's not good enough. Sector 1. Oh, purple sector 1 for Maxime Martin.
So we keep our eyes on Maxime Martin then. Bruno Spengler's not going to improve, is he?
No, doesn't look like.
Rast, Spengler, Martin.
No really improvement for Maxime Martin in sector 2.
Here's Matthias Ekström.
Purple sector 3 for Spengler. Is Maxime Martin coming now there in the white and blue BMW?
Box, cool down brake.
P1 for Maxime Martin.
Pull the car.
0.005.
And
Position, mate.
Rennie Rast has just crossed the timing line, so
Low rev, high gear. Low rev, high gear.
the order Martin, Rast,
Okay, mate, stay
Spengler,
on the driving line. Box, well done.
Blomqvist out, Ekström, Wittmann, Glock, Green, and Nico Muller rounding out the top 10 then. So BMW, Audi, BMW. They've got the measure of it, haven't they, BMW, I would say.
As we said, we saw free practice 2, they were pretty much down, and then we got into qualifying 1, and all of the sudden there, everyone on that position. Engineer cannot believe it.
Best of the Mercedes-Benz, Lucas Au, P5. And just look at all the data that's available on those screens to the race engineers and also the strategists, whose work will be done now until race 1. So Maxime Martin, pole position, 47.472. But the margin, Alex Torrell, between Maxime Martin and Rennie Rast is what?
0.005.
I mean, that's extraordinarily close, isn't it?
I think it's not possible for a human person to even replicate that. If you just do with that with your fingers, small, it's a second. So now you have to divide this by.
Well, there's merely a tenth between P1 and P6.
Yeah, and again, all 3 brands represented. We see now again Loic Duval squeezing Glock.
And that's why Timo Glock was upset, isn't it?
Yeah, I think probably Loic Duval haven't seen him, or I don't think there was any purpose on locking Glock.
No, but what it did, it compromised Timo's lab, didn't it?
Exactly.
You know, and it's P8 for Timo Glock. So, yeah, this is a critical thing, isn't it? As a racing driver, it's your awareness of what's around you.
Yeah.
Who's around you.
It's really hard. You have to look to the front, look to the rear, and you have to exactly know what it's around you, where is your position, where you have to be, where you don't have to be. It's really hard, especially when you have such a situation on the qualifying.
Okay, here is the top 10 then. Maxime Martin, Rennie Rast, Bruno Spengler, the 1, 2, 3, with Tom Blomqvist, Lucas Au, Matthias Ekström, Marco Wittmann, Timo Glock, Jamie Green, and Nico Muller. Rounding out the top 10, which has only 1 Mercedes-Benz in it, may I say. Then we find Robert Wickens, Mike Rockefeller, Gary Pafford, Eduardo Mortara, and Mauro Engel, with Augusto Farfus, Paul de Resta, who I still think had a problem with the car potentially, and Loic Duval bringing up the rear for qualifying, but so very close. Between all of them, to be truthful, 47.472, the quickest time. 48.123, the slowest time. That's how close it is. Let's take a super slow-mo of the top 3. Bruno Spengler then, 3rd fastest with a 47.493. In the middle of the BMW sandwich comes the championship leader, Rennie Rast. His time of 47.477, 5/1000 slower than the pole time from this man, the Belgian driver Maxime Martin, with a 47.472. Means it's 2 BMWs in the top 3 and pole position to Maxime Martin. The team are pretty happy about it. Okay, here comes the grid then that we will see for race number 1. Comes your way here from the Norisring a little bit later today. On the front row, we will find Maxime Martin and the championship leader, Rennie Rast. Row 2 sees another BMW, Bruno Spengler, and Tom Blomqvist alongside him for the same brand. Then it's Lucas Au, P5, Matthias Ekström for P6. To the 4th row of the grid, we find Marco Wittmann and Timo Glock. May feel hard done by Timo Glock. Jamie Green and Nico Muller are on the fifth row of the grid, two Audis together there. Before we find Robert Wickens and Mike Rockenfeller going from P11 and P12. Two Mercedes together for Gary Pafford and Eduardo Mortara on the seventh row of the grid at Norisring with Mauro Engel and Augusto Farfus. Before we find Paul Di Resta and Loic Duval, P17 and P18. So that was qualifying to set the grid for race number one. Both races of a DTM race weekend now the same duration with the mandatory pit stop. No pit stop window anymore though. The drivers can choose when to pit and when not to pit. And a very healthy crowd here to enjoy the action to come as René Rast is all smiles with his P2 position in qualifying. The biggest smiles, of course, though, will be for Maxime Martin, the Belgian driver who just pipped Rast to pole position. So for BMW, it's a pole position. For Audi, it is P2. The René Rast Audi then, 47.477, an extraordinary lap around this Norisring circuit, which is thoroughly unforgiving. And Hans-Jürgen Abt on the pit wall knows that pole position was probably there, but in the end it went the way of this driver, the BMW driver Maxime Martin. He has taken it. So qualifying done and dusted. Make sure you join us for what will be an enthralling race later on. From Alex and myself, bye-bye for now.